Hello everyone. So it is Sunday afternoon and Friday night just gone. We've had a lovely monetization party and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to every single person that came and attended. And I know some of you couldn't come. So that's fine. I know where your heart is, and if you've left a comment or I've met you in a live and you said you couldn't make it, not a problem. But you know what it is like with a party? What is a party without people attending a party? So I'm so glad for those who came, obviously. Anyway, so that was, I was a bit nervous. Monetization is a bit nerve-wracking for me. It's a new level, but you are there with me. I'm not alone, so that makes it good. It's Sunday afternoon, so I thought perfect time to just, when things are quiet, have a crochet chat, discuss with you the one whip that I have. And I'm going to, after this video, start my second whip because I never have more than 2 whips. And some yarn acquisitions. Oh, that sounds lovely. And then finished objects. 3, 4. 4 finished objects. Okay, so I don't often drink coffee, but this is my first one for the day. And today there's a lovely breeze and it is not as hot. So and that's not all we're discussing. A giveaway. A giveaway. Seen and unseen. What you can see and what you can't see. So let's discuss that. Okay, so let me not get stuck in my coffee. Okay, so let's talk about yarn acquisition first. Let's get that out of the way. I'm sorry for any crinkling, but I have opened it here to lessen all the crinkling noise. So I'm only going to take out the yarn that I ordered. I still can't see it. Obviously I know what I ordered. Lovely. It's in a, this paper makes a lot of crinkling noise, and it's from Ursula Yarn Creations, and you see their lovely little heart that they put on there. They always do that. Okay, I'm just going to rip it. Done. Woo! Lovely. Oh. Just a preview. Can you see that? Okay, now let's have a look. Oh, glasses. We need the glasses. This is Ursula Yarn Creations. Athena. 1 ply, sock weight approximately 100 grams and 350 meters on one. And it says on 100 meter. 100 grams. This is 100 grams. 100 grams. So it's 350 meters each. And it says 2.5 to a 4 millimeter hook. 90% superwash wool, 10% acrylic. And this is so gorgeous. It is a yellow with a speckle in it. Can you see there? Isn't that gorgeous? It's darker than the other one. The other one is Cara, C-A-R-A. Cara. Also, is this, let me just see. This is 1 ply sock weight, and this is 4 ply sock weight. Although it looks the same to me, I can't see. It also says 2.5 to a 4 millimeter hook. 400 meters on each 100 grams. But this has a speckle in it. Can you see the speckles? Is that beautiful or what? I think if you take it there, that's the color that it is. It's that bright. And then if I put this one right next to it, can you see there? I can't see. Then I can't see like that. They're not the same. This one is darker a little bit, and this one is a bit more bright. See, now I dropped the parcel. Oh. So now let's put this here. Shall we put it here? Don't roll off. You must stay here because then they can look at you. Now, oh, and there's a sweetie. A sweetie. Oh, and it's Afrikaans. And it says, thank you for your support. We hope that you enjoy this yarn, wool, and a blessed festive season. Because you know, I actually bought this Christmas and I didn't open it. What do you call that? Discipline. Discipline. Things you need to know about natural yarn. And then it just gives you a whole list of instructions. Not instructions, but advice. Oh, that's very helpful. Okay, let's look at this. What is this? Oh, and here is a few samples of our different kinds of wool. They're all different weights. You will see the meters per 100 grams on our website. So this is very kind of them to insert this. I know that she did say she will give me a few samples because there was colors that I wasn't sure about. Oh, isn't this so cute? This is so cute. This is so cute. You see, these were ones that I inquired about. Everything wants to drop on the floor. Why is that? Why is that? Now I'm touching you. And now I'm shaking your world. Don't shake your world. Okay, let's see. Oh, and they've put it like this, you see, and how they differ. And they differ in colors because these are ones that I was interested in. Now, how am I going to hold this up for you to see? Shall I hold it up by the little cord? Because then all the little samples will hang on the little cords like this. Yes, yes. Then it is clearer to see. Some blues, grays, and I know some of you don't like pink. But can you see there? Isn't that lovely? It's grays and blues and pinks. These are samples, so then I can check it out. Okay, that's lovely. Now, my order. The next one I ordered was Starry Night. I saw this and I thought, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Starry Night. Doesn't this look like a starry night? Hey? This looks like a starry night. It is gorgeous. So I wanted to pair this with something that had that yellow in it. Oh, I love this. And then there was Bengal Tiger. Oh, Starry Night is 100 gram, also superwash merino, 4-ply sock weight, approximately 100 grams, not 100 meters, 400 meters, 2.5 to a 4 millimeter hook. So, but this is lovely. And then there is this one. Also in the Cara range, which is 4-ply sock yarn. Again, 100 grams, 400 meters. But this is called Bengal Tiger. Now you can imagine why it's called that. Just look at this. Can you see why this is called Bengal Tiger? It's gorgeous. Just like that. I love this. Ooh, I can't wait to see what I'll come up with. So now, whether I choose one of this and the 2 yellows and these 2 and a yellow and these 2 and a yellow, who knows? Because this is gorgeous. Okay, so that's yarn acquisition. Now that's hand dyed yarn, which is why I bought it before Christmas, because there's not so much money for hand dyed yarns. It's a treat if I want to treat myself. See, okay, now another more affordable, much more affordable yarn is Fiesta, and it's white. White. So now that is 4-ply, 500 grams. 500 grams. Acrylic, 100% acrylic, 3mm hook. So what I want to make with this is a lovely baby blanket. You know my ice blue lace granny square? I have been imagining that ice blue lace granny square as a baby blanket since I started making it for the poncho. The ice blue summer lace poncho that I have, the tutorial that I have. So I'm going to use this to make, I bought this to make those squares into a baby blanket. Only white, because as Ingrid from Ingrid's Inspirations say, every baby needs a white blanket. So, too true. I just haven't thought of it like that until I heard her say that. And I thought, that is just too true. Now, I want to make another baby blanket. Also an idea that I got from Ingrid's Inspirations. I think one of her very first little videos. She had the, you know, the box border worked up all in white. I would never have thought of that. So I bought this, and it's called, what's the color? Lime Jello. Now you can imagine this to me, lime jello. Look at this lime jello. Isn't that beautiful? Now I want a box border. You know a box border. There's 1 row of single crochets with chains. And that row, I want this. And then the row with all the double crochets that feels like granny square clusters. White. That's why I bought so much of it, because you're not going to need all of this for that. So, yes. So this is my combination. I'm going to try it out. You've got to try it. Okay. Finished thing that I did is I have not knitted in 10 years, but I am actually quite an advanced knitter. My favorite thing to knit is Aran sweaters, cardigans with lots of cables. Love it. But to get into it again, I have posted on Facebook that I then got a pattern on from Ross, the Smell Great guy. He had a little, not a tutorial, he spoke about it in one of his vlogs, I think a vlog, and he posted it as a free pattern. Apparently all his patterns are free. Granny D, you would know, all his patterns are free. And he had this, and it's called a speed shop shawl, and you use 1 ball of about 260, 270 meters of acrylic. And I had it in Stylecraft, So I made it. If you can, you see, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. And if you can, it's the wrong side. I showed you the wrong side. And it says a feather in it. Not the chicken's. Not my chicken. I don't have a chicken. That's the right side. See, like that. Now, the way he wore it is just like this. I think he tucked the shorter end in. And then the longer end just hangs along this. Now, for one ball, I thought this is great value. But now the crocheter in me would say, this is a triangle of sorts. But if I have to do it again, I would, because it stops here. You start with like nothing, and you increase, 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 increase all the way until you have all these stitches on your hook. You see, that's a crocheter trying to knit on your needles, and then you just cast off. But now, knowing the pattern, if I had to redo it, I would buy another ball, and then this would just be my point, and I would come down like this so that it is, you know, like this, so that it will go like this way. So it's twice the size. I would do that because for me, a woman, I would find that more practical. I would find it more practical. Anyway, so that's my knitted whip. I know some of you are getting into knitting again. This is nice if you want to get into knitting again. I know Ingrid is also busy with this. And because it's just garter stitch, stocking stitch or stockinette stitch, and knit one, make one, knit two together. If you can do that, you can do this. So my daughter said she loves this so much, and my bestie said she loves it so much. I might just make each of them this, because you know, if I'm not going to wear it myself, I don't keep it. So it doesn't stay in the house, out it goes. Okay, this is a finished object. Another finished object is, I think in my very first crochet chat, I showed you a blanket that I was busy with, and it didn't have a border yet. It was my scrap blanket. Now, Anya from Ophelia Talks has a scrap blanket, and I said that scrap blanket to me was like the best scrap blanket ever, because I want to make a scrap blanket, but I don't want it to look scrap. It mustn't look scrap. So I made one. But remember, her one has a lot of ends. And I think at some point she said she shows you how to do like a double border. But when I did mine, at that time, there wasn't a double border yet, which was at the start of lockdown. And I did one, and I put a border around it, just a plain border, worked in all the ends. Yes, I love working in ends. I don't mind working in ends, but that's a lot of ends. A heck of a lot of ends. So, second time around, I'm going to be more clever. So what I did with this blanket is I made a magic ball. So now I don't have a magic ball with me. But what it is, let me see if I can pull out this without shaking, because you're standing on a, you know, it's like balls like this that I take. If there's a little bit left over, I would take that piece, and it's literally pieces like this sometimes. And I would tie this with a magic knot. Now you've seen me do a magic knot many times in my tutorials, to another piece. And so I would roll it up, and it becomes a ball of many colors. And with that, Now you don't have ends because I have magic balls, and then I decide, okay, it's like free yarn. Not free yarn because you would have thrown it away, but I'm not going to throw it away. So, and I made this blanket, and then I decided on the there you go. Isn't that lovely? Then I decided on the border, and I did a box border around this blanket. I was on row 3 all the way around this blanket. Now let me tell you the size of this blanket, because maybe you'd like to know. The size of this blanket is, how many? 62 by 52 inches, which is a good size. It's a good size for anything. 62 by 52 inches. Oh, now you must excuse me that is not centimeters. I'll put it in the description box. And I pulled out the box border. I pulled it out because I thought it was like it wants to frill. Why? I don't know why, but I didn't like it. It looked like something was off, so I pulled it out. My daughter can't stand it when I pull out. It's like, oh, no, I don't have energy and power for that. So, and then I decided I'm going to put a granny square border around my granny square. This is not a granny square. It's a granny stitch rose, but I'm going to put a border around it that looks like a granny square. So, let me show you. Can you see what I did? Wait. Last time. I must learn. You see, I must learn. If I fold it double, you can see much better what I'm doing. I must learn, eh? Okay, let's see. Here we go. Let's try and show you now. Can you see what I did? See there? Where the blanket ends and where the rows on the side start, and then it goes round and round the blanket. That looks much nicer than that box border I had there. See, like that. So, now, crinkly paper out of the way because you're making a noise. And so then I did 8 rounds of granny square stitch, as you can see here, 8 rounds, and 2 rounds of single crochet. And I love it. I love the way it came out. I love this. You see, so it looks this way. It looks like it's only when you, this is now, you know, when you work it from the bottom up, or, you know, but when you go around the side, that's when you see, hey, direction is changing. The direction of the stripes are changing. Can you see there? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love how it came out. So, like that. And there's no, it did not, how do you say? Flare? Flare. I'm not going to try and translate that. It is probably English, but not the best English. Anyway, so finished object. So second finished object, and then next, last finished object. You know, if you have scraps, and at the end of the year I'll have scraps available, I'm going to do another one like that. I love what I've done here, and I love the fact I had one end in the beginning of the blanket, one end at the end of the blanket. Actually not. I did not have, yes, at the end, and that is including the border. And why? Because I started the blanket, you work the blanket, and at the last row, I go down the side and I start the border. So there's nowhere an end except when I finish. 2 ends in a blanket that is this multicolored. Well done. Well done. Now, who doesn't like to recycle denim? If you got some denims lying around, that you're not using, make a blanket. Make a blanket. Now I can't see you. I can't see what you see is what I mean. See? And look at this side. And I lined it. Look at that. Imagine you're sitting in front of the TV and you need a tissue or something. You can use this. It's a pocket when you need a pocket. There's another pocket if you need a pocket. So this, okay, let me try and bring it closer. Closer, closer. Let me see if you can see what I did. See what I did? I did not sew around any of these denim items, denim squares. I simply ironed it a little border, and then I did not even use my rotary cutter. I used the little scissors to puncture little holes. And I used 100% cotton. These are all shades of blue cotton. Just cottons. Can you see how the denim differs? Like that. Oh, and let me show you around this way. See? Can you see? So I used blues, lilacs, beiges, so neutrals, blues, and a bit of lilac. And then put a little border around, and so you first just put a little border around the block of denim, square of denim. Then I did 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet, 1 chain. You can see there, 1 double crochet, 1 chain. And then those squares I crocheted together. And then I lined it. It's lined with fleece, cream fleece. Because you know, I don't know if you have the same opinion, but denims, sort of, my daughter does not like wearing a denim in winter because she says if she touches her leg, if she's been sitting for a while with a denim on it, it feels cold. It's like it attracts the cold. I don't know if that's true because I wear denims most of the time. So, but I love this. You see how it was put together here? The lining. The lining also has the lining is sort of a creamy white. It has a creamy white edging crocheted, and that is brought together by this, and then I just crocheted it together. So it's all crocheted. See, love it, love it. My daughter loves this, and this is on her bed most of the time. So, finished object. And I was thinking, you know, if anybody is interested in how to make this, I can make a tutorial. You can think it won't be a long tutorial because it'll just be how to. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Because it's not intricate, difficult crochet. It's just do this, now do it for the rest of the round. Now do this for all the squares. Do this little bit, right round. So it's not a long tutorial. So if you want to know how to do this and you want to make one, leave a comment and I will, if there's people asking for it, I'll make a short tutorial. Okay, and what else was there? Okay, you did see, at the moment I'm running. Today is Sunday, so we've just finished part 2 of 5 of my blanket, Ursula's blanket. Did you recognize my blanket lying there? Okay, so This, I just wanted to mention this. Now, let me not knock you. Let me not knock you. Now, the thing about this is, and now let's remove all the beautiful yarn. The thing about that blanket of mine, Ursula's blanket, is, no, let's not remove the yarn. Just, but don't fall off. Stay right here. Come on. Yes, don't fall off because there goes the whole show. Okay, so the whole thing about that blanket is, it's a lovely project if you want to do it for the whole year. If you haven't decided on a project for the year yet, give it a try. And because the first one, as I explained, I made out of a lot of scrap yarn, you know, not only scrap. What I had, if I went to the shop and I saw a lovely color yarn, I only needed to buy one ball. So if I'd made a project and there was left over, I would use that in a square, because that little square would remind me of that project. And so I made this blanket full. It's filled with memories. The English language. Okay, now my only whip. I only have 2 whips. Let me show you my whips. I've done finished objects. I've done acquisition of yarn. My only whip. And it's in this container. Look what it looks like. So once a week I take this and I sit and I work on it. Why once a week only? Because it's a temperature blanket. My very first. So it's for me a challenge. Now maybe you've seen, go to Brenda the Newbie Crocheter and you'll see on her channel the challengers. Brenda the Newbie Crocheter and Veronica from Steals the Show Crochet and Chef and myself have formed a little, not a group, it is a collaboration, let's call it that. See, and what we do is, I do not need glasses now. I wish I didn't have to wear glasses. And anyway, that is a whip, work in progress, to get rid of the glasses. And so what happens is, okay, let me open it like this. So what happens is, you can join us if you have something that you haven't finished. There is an unfinished object lying in your cupboard and you haven't done it yet. You haven't finished. You didn't get to it. Join us this year. The Challengers is mostly about doing something, learning a new stitch, doing something you haven't done before. Now Veronica is going to do granny squares. Why? Because she's never done a granny square. Yes, shocking, isn't it? Be that as it may, maybe it's just as shocking to you that I've never done a temperature blanket. So this, I watched a lot of videos on how to do a temperature blanket because I think, let me watch and see what other people found difficult, what mistakes they made, so I can avoid it. I'm all for avoiding mistakes. So I chose the yarn. I wrote up, I did explain this in that the Challengers, I'll put that video link in the description box. It's the Challengers introduction. And I explained there all about this and how I went about choosing my yarn. And because TLYC, her video that I watched said, choose yarn you love. Choose yarn you love. So this is my whip, but it's a year-long whip. And I'm only working on it every Saturday or Sunday. I put time aside and I do my 7 rows or my 8 rows for the week, and that's it. So now this is the most gorgeous yarn. It is the same yarn that I used in my very first tutorial that is called Granny Square Blanket Tulip, Tulip. Oh, the same Kartopu. Oh, it's got a shine to it. And it's soft, soft, soft. And I had to get yarn in South Africa, which is difficult, that had all the colors that I wanted. So, and I wanted to, if I look at my temperature blanket afterwards, I wanted to be able to sort of feel the temperature. So I start here at, let me see if I can show you closer. I start, and can you see I've put the temperature on the blanket, on the ball, because I think there's room for error between having, say I mustn't damage my glasses here. Say I have a little piece of this yarn next to the temperature, all pasted somehow. Now I look up, okay, today's temperature is 20. Now I must come to this container box, project box, and I must take 20. But what if I by mistake take this one? You see, now that's, to me, that's room for error, and I want to exclude that. So for me, the way to exclude that is to put the temperature on the ball. And then I also know, when I'm busy working with the ball, do I need to order more or not? Because my blanket is going to be 60 by 60 inches, which is 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter. It's not a huge project, but it's a nice size because I want to put a lovely border around it. So now you can see, I'm going to show you how I've put the temperature on each. Can you see there? You can immediately see the little pieces of paper, so you know which temperature. Okay, so this is how we do it. This, that looks like beetroot maroon, is very hot, because that's how my cheeks look like on a very hot day. It feels like it's so red. And then it goes cooler, cooler, all the way on the outside. Let's go on the outside. A temperature, a color for each temperature, each degree of Celsius. All around, cooler, 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 cooler on the outside, and then only go on the inside. Inside, 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 inside. Here at purple, I'm freezing my behind off. I think that this color I will maybe use, maybe not even use in my blanket, because it doesn't get that cold. Nope. You know, so, and a nice tip is that I actually went and wrote down all the temperatures of last year, and I saw that of this color, for instance, the very high, there was only 6 rows. If I had done this last year, I would have only used this one 6 times. You see? So now let me show you the blanket that I chose. So this here is only stock. There's my little tin, beautiful tin with a scissor in it. So it's in my project box. So it's all neat and tidy. And this, my hook. That's why I like these hooks, because they don't have chunky handles. You can just stick it in your project and there it stays. But, okay, so let me first show you this. This is a stitch with an identity crisis. It's called the granite stitch slash, moss stitch slash. There's another name, I don't know. It's like the stitch doesn't want to make up its mind what it's called. But I chose it because look how similar it looks to a granny square stitch. You see? Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love it. Now, obviously, my blanket will start with hot colors because we have summer now. We are melting. And you're not, in the USA, you're freezing. Now, you see this. Now I'm trying to fix this, not fix it, but I don't know. So that one of the things that I challenge myself with, I haven't done the moss stitch ever, and I've never done a temperature blanket. So I had to learn this stitch. So I followed a tutorial, more than one. Now just think about this. The math doesn't work out. So I'm doing it my way. And once I figured it out, I'm going to do a tutorial on this. Can you see that this bottom, it wants to dip? Can you see it wants to dip like this? It wants to dip in the sense that the ends are longer or wider, how do you say, than the rest of the blanket. You see, it wants to frill at the bottom here. And you know why? It's because when I followed the tutorial, it said, you start with a row of single crochet. No, I think that's wrong. Because now you have a single crochet in each stitch. It should have said, start with a row of chains, then start with single crochet chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Because then it would be the same as the rest of the blanket. Because now here where there is spaces here in that white, there are no spaces. It's single crochet, single crochet, single crochet all the way. Be that as it may, the point is that I'm not pulling out number 1. Because this is a problem that I think one can easily fix by blocking it. And then I might end off the blanket like that as well. But if I do a tutorial, it is not going to look like that, you know. So, but this is, I think in the end you can solve this problem easily by blocking it, because it is quite, it can stretch, you know. But I love the way it's looking like so far. This is up to today. So this is 23 days, which means 30 days would be about here, right? Now, 2 white rows as my marker to separate January from February, then 28 rows. So that's why it's not going to be a huge blanket. But now any leftover from this yarn, you can imagine how lovely that would be to turn it into a temperature-like looking scarf in this stitch. I would love that, hey? I would love that. Okay, so that is that. That's the temperature blanket. Let me just think. I don't want to leave anything out. Okay. That was that. Now, to celebrate my 1,000 subscribers, each of you that I love and appreciate, and I absolutely do not take you for granted. I am so grateful that 1,000 of you have found my content worthy enough that you would hit the subscribe button. It just warms my heart. And now, obviously, the fear was, ooh, you've reached monetization, but you know, if you go below your 1,000, they can take it away. So I say, no, I'm not going to go into fear, because before monetization, you want to reach the goal of 1,000 subscribers. But up to then, it's like you have nothing to lose. Well, what can you lose? But after that point, you think, oh, I don't want to lose my privileges of being monetized. So yeah, it is a bit scary. Anyway, I want to celebrate the 1,000 subscribers. So I have given this giveaway a bit of thought, because I like to celebrate milestones. So I will continuously be celebrating milestones. Why not? I think it is a blessing to be able to give something to someone, and it feels really good to give someone something for free to bless them, you know. Tastes like iced coffee. Okay, so let's get to the giveaway. I think that, because that was the acquisitions are done, the finished objects, and my single whip. And after this, I'm going to start on my hand-dyed poncho tutorial that you have been asking for in the live. So that'll be my second whip. I only have 2 whips. So I'm going to draw 2 prizes on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, can you believe it? We're talking about 14th February and it's around the corner. And it feels like it was 2020 just the other day, which it probably was. So, this prize, I have shown you this, is hand painted by my daughter on a denim pencil case. Not pencil case, pencil bag. She has one that's similar and I've showed it in a previous live and it wears really well. The paint doesn't go off. Hers is over 3 years old and the paint hasn't gone off. Now you can see there's something in it. Now I am going to. This prize, because it's one of a kind, you know, let me just show you again. It's one of a kind, hand painted, dot painting, I tell you. I'm going to ship this worldwide because you can see it's not that heavy and it should be affordable for me to do that. And inside I have a few goodies. Let me take it out, show you. I have a measuring tape. Blue, because there was pink, but you know, some of you don't like pink. This is your yarn needle, you know. So, measuring tape, yarn needle, and a little pink leather heart, squishy, squishy. You can use this as bag, how do they call that? Bag jewelry. So what you do is you clip it onto your little bag or your project bag or whatever, and it hangs like that. Or you can use it as a keychain. You know, you put your keys on it like that. That is gorgeous. I sent one to Simply Doon, Lorna, with her little Happy Mail. So if you've seen her video of her Happy Mail from me, that's the same squishy pink, I think it's faux leather look, but it's I loved it. I thought it was so pretty. So that goes in here. Then scissors. You know I like beautiful scissors. Now the handle of these scissors are beautiful because it looks like an antique. Let me see. Can you see that? Let me see if I can show you. I don't want to have that. Can you see that it has... It's got motifs on it. I love it. You know, it was expensive little scissors, but I thought you're worth it. And the last thing is markers. What? You know, if you can't remember, then at least stitch markers like that. And that goes in here as well. So this I'm going to post worldwide to the person, the first name that I draw. Then I'm going to draw a second name. And the second person, the second name that I draw will win. So this is worldwide, so it's international. If you are outside South Africa, tongue twister, then you can get this. I will send this to you. Then the second name that I draw will win yarn if you're in South Africa, and if you're outside South Africa, an e-gift card voucher of $40 US. $40 US, yes. second name if you're outside South Africa. So let's just have a look at the yarn that you can win if you're inside South Africa and you're the second name drawn. Everybody's heard of Naku. Have you heard of Naku? Ooh, is it Japanese? Or what is it? It's lovely. Mohair, delicate color flow. And this is delicate color flow. 500 meters, 4 millimeter hook, 5% mohair, 10% wool, 85% acrylic, and so soft, so soft. Now let me see if I can show you the colorway. Don't come too close, but can you see that? If I show you on this side, you see, so this, and the soft halo it has. Beautiful. Then 3 balls of this. It's called, maybe it has your name on it, Corin. And you can use a 8 millimeter hook, 80% acrylic, and 20% something that I cannot make out. ULD. I don't speak that language, ULD. So 80 meters, and there's 3 of these. Let me show you the colorway. Can you see it? How can you see it the best? Can you see it like that? These are all 3 exactly the same colorway, exactly the same everything. Can you see that? So 3 of these, 8 millimeter hook. So it's lovely and chunky. 3 of these. 3 of these. The last one is this well-known yarn. Everybody knows this. I think we've all seen this. It makes I think Marley Bird makes a lovely triangular shawl of this. See, it has 600 meters on this little ball. They say you should use a 4 to a 5 needle or hook. It's 150 grams, 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. I love the colors. Okay, so that is the yarn. All this yarn you see here is for the second prize in South Africa. Second person I draw, if you're outside South Africa, e-gift card of $40 US. Okay, what must you do to take part in the giveaway? It's a giveaway, not a competition. On this video, please like this video. It is only for subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. There's 3 ways that I check whether you're a subscriber. So if I draw a name, I will go and check whether this person is subscribed. If they are not, I draw another name. So you must like this video, be subscribed, so click subscribe, and then please leave a comment. And the comment is, tell me what is your project that you have maybe for 2021. Is there a crochet or knitted crochet project that you're considering for 2021? Maybe I can get ideas. So that would be lovely to hear. Anyway, so my coffee is done. I've spoken about everything I wanted to speak about, and I've said thank you so many times. I can't thank you enough for all your support, all your love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to leave comments. I bless each and every one that if I come across a comment, I just thank the Lord for it, that they will take the time, that they are so kind to leave a comment. I really appreciate it. So, okay, celebrate with me these 1,000 subscribers and take part in the giveaway. I hope you've enjoyed my little chit chat. If you're planning a temperature blanket, I would love to hear about it, because I know that someone in my Facebook group, Connie Langley, is it Connie, is planning a temperature blanket in shades of blue. Only shades of blue. Now that's new. Okay, so thank you very much, and I will see you in my live tomorrow, hopefully, and if you can make it. And then definitely we draw the winners on 14 February. Valentine's Day. Isn't that exciting? And then we draw the 2 winners and we see who has won. And you can't win if your name's not there. Even if you've never won, you can't lose anything. Okay, so thank you. Bye-bye.